Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for clicking on Rank the Movies. It is Wednesday, and therefore we have another new video for you. Now, I've been going over my favorite movies I saw in 2020. This isn't necessarily in theaters, this is just that I've seen for the first time. We have 11 movies I've gone through in the last 2 weeks, and they're all in my hand right here. Those are The Exorcist, great movie. Virtuosity. Detention. The Hunt. Flash Gordon. Freaked. They Live. Justice League Dark Apocalypse Wars. Bill and Ted Face the Music. The Current War. And The Gentleman. But that leaves one movie left, because I said I had 12, that's 11. So this week we're talking solely on the one movie. And that movie is Anna and the Apocalypse. This one I watched for the first time off of Amazon Prime. So if you really want to watch this movie and you have an Amazon Prime account, bam! I think it's still on there. I obviously bought a Blu-ray copy of it because I fell in love with this movie. This movie is a musical, Christmas, horror, zombie, comedy. Musical, Christmas, horror, zombie, comedy. That's what this movie is. You have Anna, who, when I said I do enjoy a good British film because of Extraordinary, if you remember those past videos, I said that was trash. This is a British film that I really liked. Clearly, it's the #1 movie I saw last year. Anyways, Anna is a high school student. She attends a private school. It is just about time for Christmas. She has her best friend, who also is very interested in her, and the douchebag, who also is very interested in her at school, who you later find out they have had intimate relations with each other, but he's still a douchebag. One morning, Anna wakes up to discover there are zombies. This is a musical. They break out into song pretty regularly. Even when it involves the zombies, there's still song to be sung when being attacked by zombies. Anna figures out that the zombie outbreak happened during the school Christmas play, which she was not attending because she was at work at a bowling alley. But she believes her father, who is the janitor of the school, is there. So she and her best friend try to make it to the school, which is also the evacuation zone. Eventually they get locked in the bowling alley, where they run into 2 of the other characters, and they begin to have to fight their way through the zombie apocalypse, well, again, singing. And there are Christmas decorations everywhere. They have to go through a tree lot and fight zombies in a tree lot while singing. Okay, I don't think they sing then, but still. This is a great movie. I didn't expect a lot when I went into it. To be perfectly honest, I'd heard about it and went, oh, this seems ridiculous. Let's watch Anna and the Apocalypse. I was so overwhelmed by how good this movie was. And just how well done everything is. How well done the zombie effects are. How well done the music is. It's actually a very good musical. How good the characters are. The acting. It's all there. It's all there. And you have the evil villain, who is not that principal. He is the one step lower. He's the guy who's going to become the principal when the principal retires. He is the villain of the picture. And he's just really is a strong villain who literally just wants everyone to do what he says, and when he finally snaps, he has zombies to, help them realize that maybe they should do what he says, or get eaten by zombies. It is a fun movie. It's definitely it's like an hour and a half long. Again, I'm pretty sure it's still available on Amazon Prime, so if you haven't sat down with Anna and the Apocalypse, definitely do it. If anything else, you'll enjoy a good hour and a half of music. It's not a super gory film as far as being a zombie movie. It's got some pretty decent moments in it, and there are some moments, man. You're not gonna cry, but there are some moments that are gonna punch you right in the heart. Heart punch. Sorry, I just heart punched. Idiot. But definitely, if you've never checked out Anna and the Apocalypse, if you've never heard of Anna and the Apocalypse, do yourself a favor and watch it. It is It is a great movie. Like I said, it is the best movie I saw of last year. And honestly, this is, if I don't watch it more regularly than that, it's definitely going to become a Christmas movie for me. Bare minimum, I'm watching this thing every December from now on. I actually didn't watch it last Christmas because I just watched it. Like, I got the Blu-ray around Christmas time. It wasn't a Christmas present, but I bought it around Christmas time because I'd watched it in September or October off of Prime. But, this is one I could watch any time in the year, but definitely this one's becoming a Christmas classic in my house because it's worth it. It is worth the time. So that is it. Those are my. This is my favorite movie I saw in 2020. I've got my nice pile over here of other great movies I watched for the first time in 2020. Let me know what you thought of any of these movies. Let me know what you thought about movies in 2020. Is there anything you watched for the first time that you were really surprised and you wish you had watched it earlier, especially if it is stuff like Anna and the Apocalypse, or They Live, Freaked, Flash Gordon, Detention, Virtuosity, The Exorcist, all of these movies in this hand, which did not come out in 2020, which helps if I hold them this way, which I watched for the first time in 2020, versus these movies where this hand, which are movies that came out in 2020, so my only option of watching them was in 2020. Okay, Current War might have came out in 2019. I don't fully remember when it actually released was. But let me know what you saw for the first time. I mean, obviously we've been spending a lot more time indoors, a lot more time free with ourselves, whether it was right away at the beginning of the pandemic or even throughout it, that maybe you did sit down and watch something good for the first time. Leave me recommendations. I love getting recommendations and making the decision on if it's something good, if it's bad, if it's in between. Go back. They're all archived. You can watch all of my January, first time I ever watched these movies, live streams that I did, and just take a look at that. Because again, that is another great list. I also have the one I did in 2020 during my time having to stay at home during the beginning of the pandemic when I wasn't allowed to go to work. Oddly enough, from that, I'm going to be perfectly honest, The Current War. The Current War is the only movie I watched that during that clearing of the shelf that made this list. There were some really good movies on that list as well, though, like Secondhand Lions almost made this, but just got nudged out because Virtuosity was way too much fun. But yeah, definitely, let me know what you think. Don't forget to subscribe to the video, subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment for me if you got something you want to say, and I'll see you next week where I have one of those movies I talked about in January very briefly during my live stream because I watched it for the first time. I'm going to give it a video. I'm going to give it an episode because that is definitely a movie worth talking about. So come back next week, find out which one that is. If you've never watched those live streams, if you watch the live streams, maybe you'll figure it out. Doubtful, but maybe. So I'll see you next week. I am Martin Prevost. This is Rank the Movies. Have a good day.